What's up, guys? Woo! Welcome to episode 4 of the Cromedy Podcast. We have an unbelievable guest today, Andrej Hromic. Andrej is a retired college hockey player, and now he's an upcoming DJ. How you doing?
Is that
good? Me and Andrej, we played hockey together, 10 to 14 at Team Illinois?
Shout out. Yep. The good old days. Our prime, as many would call it.
And then we played some soccer together, or since I'm in the UK, I think I'd have to say football.
People sneaky forget we were pretty nasty at soccer together.
We were all right. Yeah, we did all right. So I'll let Andrej introduce himself, tell you where he played hockey, then we'll get into it.
Thanks, Cromes. Well, it's good to catch up with you. It's been a minute. It's unreal to see you are buzzing with hockey still, the comedy. It's great, and now the podcasts are going. Love to see it. But yeah, no, we grew up playing hockey together. TI, kind of felt like a lot of the boys we took our own paths a little bit. Like I ended up playing prep at Lake Forest Academy. A lot of the guys continued playing club, TI, Mission, you name it. Seems like we all took the junior path. I did 2 years in Carleton Place, Ontario. Had a great time up there, super fun. And then we both kind of got into the COVID mess. So I believe both our seasons got canned because of it. Naturally. So that sucked. But we ended up all going to really great schools and playing college hockey for 4 or 5 years. And now working in Boston, doing the music as well. So it's going great. Loving life.
That's great. Yeah. Wait, you go again, Middlebury? Didn't you go to a smart school?
I don't know. Kind of just close my eyes, put down A's or B's for the exams and hope for the best.
What, the Ivy League of D3?
Some people would call it that, yeah.
So I think you'll think this is funny. So I pushed the podcast, anyone listening, back a few hours, and I did that because I went to the zoo today.
You went where?
I went to the zoo. Went with some of the families and the kids. We went to the zoo, saw the rhinos and the.
Yeah, what was your favorite exhibit?
The lemurs, dude. I saw King Julian.
Dude, those things buzz. They buzz around.
Yeah, they were right in front of us. The zoo is actually pretty cool. Shout out Chester Zoo.
I kind of lean more towards the aquatic sections. I like looking at the penguins and the various fish species. I think those. Yeah.
We saw a few penguins there. They're waddling around. They were the little ones, though.
Yeah, I was walking to the bar last night, just like a penguin.
All right. So you started DJing when you were in college?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think you knew this, but I've always been into music. And I can't remember which one of our TI coaches had said this. It was either Coach Shu or Barron. But one of them, I remember, and this stuck with me for the longest time, but one of them said hey, hockey's not going to be forever. You need something outside of it that makes you tick. And for me, that I took that very personally, and music has always been something I've had a lot of passion for. Played the trumpet since 3rd grade or 2nd grade. Played
nice. Good mouth.
High school,
Good
yeah.
mouth.
Great. I was playing the trumpet. I was nasty at the trumpet. So I've always been musically inclined, loved it. And then when I was at LFA, started making mixes and GarageBand and shit for the boys, for warmy mixes. Started doing other schools for a little bit of cash. And over time just started getting more and more reps and experience with it. And then how I actually got into the DJing was first year at Middlebury. We didn't have a season, right, because of COVID. I know some schools got to play, some or most didn't. We unfortunately didn't get to play. So I had a lot of free time, and it's funny. My roommate actually bought one of those cheap $200 starter boards, and he was messing around with it and didn't like it a lot. And I was like, "Can I try it out?" So he's like, "Yeah, take it. I don't care." So I would spend 4, 5, 6 hours a day like during my first year, just ripping it, like practicing, like looking at YouTube videos, like downloading songs, and just it was just so much fun to me. I love doing it. And then I would always ask like my older teammates, like when the hockey team would have, you know, like little get-togethers or whatever, it'd be like, hey, like, can I DJ? Like I was just always so excited to do it. And I started doing a lot of our college parties and stuff. And then when I was interning in Boston, would go to every bar that we would go out to and just ask like, hey, who books here? Who books here? Who books here? And finally met this one guy who I'm super close with now, Shane, shout out, who gave me like my first real gig in Boston. And from there, it's been going well.
No, that's great. That's COVID was a funny thing because crazy enough, I started stand up because of COVID.
I feel like a lot of people picked up new things or stuff they were like really passionate about because you just had so much like time to. So
yeah. So all right, tell us what it's like being a DJ. Like what's like the average routine like?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, day and night. Like tell us I don't know shit. Tell us about being a DJ. I don't know. What does the routine look like?
I mean, balancing it with my like full-time job. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, but I work a very intensive finance job. And on top of dude, it's the grind. I can get into some like really crazy stories with how I've been able to like balance that. But yeah, like day in a life. I mean, like if I have a Friday night gig, for instance, like, and let's say it's local in Boston, I'll usually work from home Friday. So like get up, you know, try to like work out in the morning or like at some point during the day. We got to do that now that we're retired. You know, I'll get through my work and, you know, some Fridays can be, you know, north of easily 12 to 15 hours. I mean, it's crazy. Like there's been several times I'm like, in the Uber on the way to my gig, like getting a deck out to the team, and getting like my sets ready and everything. So just finishing up a lot of my like, you know, main work and then flipping the switch and focusing on music and making sure like that goes well and everyone has a good night.
I love that. I love that fucking grind.
It's a grind, dude. No.
Do you have any like in an average show, like what do they do for you? Like, do you have any superstitions? Like, does the show have to like, you hear about like a green room? Like, do you have any like, yo, I want some fruit snacks?
So for a lot of my out of stage shows, I've been working with a great company. We do a lot of country EDM series, and we've recently started a Golden Era Rave series, which is a lot of like the early to mid 2000s EDM, which is like my sweet spot, bread and butter. Like that's the style I love to play. So whenever we do these out of stage shows, it is cool. Like I get to request a little rider. Usually that consists of a couple salads, definitely a couple Gatos, a couple waters, and then you know sometimes I'll throw in some chips. You know, really get the carbs in. I tend to bounce around and jump around. I'm like drenched after these shows. I'm just like so into them. So the waters and Gatos help post show. Superstitions. I don't think I have anything like, I mean, you know it from hockey. We've had some weird ass ones. Yeah. But in terms of music, like when we have like the standalone music players and we only have to plug in our little USB, like I have a superstition. It has to go on the left side.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It's like tying your skate.
Like I've had worse sets when I plugged it on the right side.
It's like tying your left skate first. I get that, yeah. Or something like that.
Left shin guard first for me. Yeah.
Are you getting boozed up before these, or are you doing these sober?
Well, I call it the PAL, the perfect alcohol level. For me, that's like usually 16 to 18 before a show. No, I'm kidding. No, it's like 3 to 4, you know, just something to get you a little loose. But like, you know, at the end of the day, like you got to do the job. And I like to save the party for the end. You know, it's like a reward. So, you know, just get a couple in you before get into it a little bit. But admittedly, like, yeah, I was definitely sending it way too hard when I was first starting, especially at school. But definitely dialed that back. As it's gotten more serious. And I mean, you look at a lot of like famous world touring DJs now, like a lot of them have cut back. I mean, you get you get kind of like sucked into like the partying and all that, but like it can take a toll on your body, you know. So it's important to find like the right balance.
Yeah. No, I feel that I have to have a few drinks before I do stand up, but I used to get absolutely shit faced before I went on stage. I used to get hammered.
I think the comedy is so cool because there is so many similarities between that and like how the music scene works, like how like the set prep works and like how you have to read the room. Like I have like so much respect for comics as well, and I love going to stand-up shows. They're so fun.
Yeah, no, it is. You do have to read the room sometimes, or like if you could.
Yeah, wait, so like in music, you know, like depending on the show, like you'll have a general idea of what you're gonna play. But for me, at least, like I don't go song by song. I take a lot of time organizing my playlists into different like genres or vibes where I can like bounce between them depending on like how the crowd's reacting. Like, do you have that kind of like in your back pocket with jokes? Like you kind of like if one kind of style isn't working, you can flip.
Yeah, I definitely do. I write up my set before each one, and I go basically off of it, but like when I want to do crowd work, I'll have it as like a yes or no. So like let's say like I jokingly around like ask somebody in the front row, oh, like, are you good at sex? And then it's like a yes or no, or he can only go yes. And then I have another joke if he says yes, and then if he says no, I have another joke, and then you go off of that.
Yeah, it's like one of those like little fork in the road kind of.
Yeah. But like to start the show, to get everyone, because that first laugh is like crucial for yourself, and just like, because if you got to get that first one, then you
like you can't start with like, hey, how's it going? You just got to go right into something heinous or like out of pocket.
I usually do something that I see in the crowd or something from somebody. Like I'll comment on somebody else's set. Like I'll make a joke. I'll make a joke on the spot. So it's like, oh, he just thought of that. Like, and then those ones. So like, it's crazy because like if you have like a good story written up and good jokes, you'll get laughs. But if I have like an average joke, but I think of it on the spot and I'm doing crowd work, it gets like way more laughs because everyone's like, oh, he's just going off the cuff.
Yeah.
So
are you doing a lot of improvising, or is that mostly coming just from the crowd work?
No, I don't do. I do too much, or I don't do too much improvising. I'll do a little, but like depends on the show and like how the crowd's reacting. Because if I improvise too much, you know, I might chirp someone a little too hard. So
might hurt their feelings.
So it's like I had one. I make a lot of. I could do it because I make a lot of special needs jokes because Brendan, my brother, has special needs. So, but it's like a hit or miss with the crowd. So you kind of just have to see. They're a lot less sensitive in the UK. Like I had some vulgar jokes in the last one I did in Liverpool. It was some pretty vulgar stuff. And so
again, like that's another similarity with music too. It's like you could perform the same set, call it, you know, whether it's music or comedy, in like one city or another, and it could be a hit here or it could be a complete flop somewhere else. I find that like one of the most interesting parts about like what I do, and I imagine it's very, very similar to comedy.
No, definitely. Like the rooms, yeah, it would be the same way as DJing. Like some rooms I've been in are just depressing.
Dust.
And some of them, they laugh at like anything. Like one time I just walked up and it was like, oh, how you doing? And like you got laughs, and I'm like, oh, this is an easy room. This is an easy room. All right, that's nice.
Yeah, no, it's super, super interesting and fascinating. Yeah. It's incredible to see that you're like really, really pushing with that now. I love it, dude. I've been watching a lot of your stuff. Wait, I actually got the tarp right here, actually.
No way. I love that. Let's go.
Yeah, thanks for the hookup on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta start selling more of those. Honestly, they're people like them. But you know, it's hard. You gotta get that initial. It's like an investment. You gotta get like an inventory, and so I'm not rolling in money. So I need like to get them like time by time.
Yeah.
You know, investors. I'm seeking Cromedy investors. Come on.
Investors, if you're listening to this, help them out.
Yeah, dude, help me sell my Drunk Monkey t-shirts.
Dude, I like it. Yeah, and it's like any kind of thing, whether it's like music, comedy. It's like you gotta have a brand in a way. So I like the little fucked up monkey you got. I'm rolling with like a bee, like just buzzing. So that's kind of
What?
my like
Oh,
just
just
like for as in like a brand logo emblem
I
symbol.
got you.
A lot of music guys, DJs have some kind of like emoji or symbol that they kind of roll with. Just like bees.
Yeah, that's going back though to when you're talking about places. So it seems like you performed like rattle off some of the cool places and states you performed. It seems like you've been fucking all over a bit.
Yeah. I've been to some really, really fun venues, some cool spots. Went to Alabama, went to Columbus, going to Detroit next weekend. I think Denver for New Year's a couple months ago was easily one of the coolest, most fun, sick like rips I've ever done. And again, like been working with an incredible organization that puts together these shows all across the country. So I get to like fly out and do a lot of these shows, and it's awesome too because like if I have buddies who are in these cities that like I otherwise wouldn't see or get together with in some time, it's like great to like hit them up and like you can get together and catch up a bit. And so these shows have been awesome, and it's allowed me to travel, get some good content, and then put on some like really, really fun performances.
Yeah, no, it looks so booking shows. Are you fully with an agency like a management or
No, I'm doing everything by myself. Like and like I said, like balancing it with the full-time finance job and like trying to work on as much as my own music as possible, like booking the shows and everything. Like it takes out a lot of time and energy. But
yeah,
if it's something you love, it doesn't like feel like work. Um,
100%.
so like my next step is like gotta start posting more music and getting out of that like cringe, you can call it, like phase where like it doesn't really matter what you post because people are gonna think it's cringe until it works. So like getting like funny reels set up or like TikToks. It's like I think that
Yeah.
plus pumping out some more of my remixes, originals and stuff is like the next step to like, continuing to move on in this like field.
Hey, we're the same way because I gotta get more stuff out there too, but you gotta get past the cringe stuff. And it's funny, the last guy I had on here, Ike, he played in Germany last year, but he does like hockey content, but
Yeah.
it's not cringe at all. He has great content, but he was saying the same thing. He's like, dude, you just gotta get over it. People are gonna judge regardless, so just fucking post it.
Yeah, it's like everyone in this day and age, like everyone's just posting shit. It's just like you just got to put yourself out there, and like literally all it takes is like one hit remix, one hit original, and like your career can really really take off. So I'm like really happy with where I'm at now, but like I definitely am hungry and like I want to keep doing this, and I just know like getting my music out there and getting that type of content out there is like the natural next step to like keep it going.
So Denver was your favorite show you've done in your career?
Denver was sick. Also ripped. Just outside DC in Silver Spring was probably the most iconic venue that I've ever done. They have like little backstage, like green room area, right? And they have these brick walls, and I could see like all the different artists that have played there, like Travis Scott,
Oh,
Shakira, Kesha, like AC/DC, like Motley Crue, like other like DJs that were like up and coming, and they have like this whole
yeah.
wall where they've like either signed it or they have like their writing of their artist names in it. So like getting to play at some of those types of venues where these sick, incredible musicians and artists have played is like it's unbelievable. Like super humbling experience.
No, that is awesome seeing all like the history of the venue.
Filled with rich history. I can't even imagine the type of shit that guys like Motley Crue or AC/DC were doing in those rooms.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a cool spot out here that me and my mom went to out here. So Liverpool is like where the Beatles started. There's this place called the Cavern Club, and it's got the same thing where it's like all the history, like everyone performed pictures, and then like all the walls have like just signatures on them, and it was like this cool like underground
Yeah,
club. It was sweet.
that's awesome. So you have you been ripping a lot of comedy over there? Like, are you also like trying to connect and do some stuff while you've been over there?
So yeah, I haven't done as much comedy as I would like. I've done like just a few mics. Now that the season's over, I'm definitely gonna do as much as I can before I go back. But like we play Saturday and Sunday, and a lot of stuff is on the weekend, so it can be tough to get down because I don't have a car to take the train down to Liverpool. So yeah,
I couldn't get an itch.
most of the stuff's in Liverpool. So
yeah, I'm also so curious too. Like when you write your stuff, like do you like practice in front of the boys, or like do you like test it out? Like I'm so fascinated by like how you think it's gonna like hit or not.
No, I don't test it in front of anyone. I write it out, and then I don't even.
If it works, it works. Yeah.
I practice it to myself, like in like the living room. I'm like, oh hey, how we doing? But
you're doing crowd work against the mirror.
So I practice it, but usually it's like I'm trying it for the first time live. But like a lot of times it'll be at like an open mic, and then like those crowds are usually harder because it's just comedians, and there'll be like eight people in the crowd. It's just
as someone who's like only been in the crowd of these comedy shows, I honestly find it funnier when the joke just completely misses. And it's just so awkwardly quiet that I just start geeking because it's like
no, you have to save it. You have to say there's been times where I thought a joke was gonna hit and it just doesn't. And you just have to make fun of yourself. Like you said, the awkward silence. Like wait a second, just be like, well, that joke sucked. I'm not funny, or just like something like that. And then everyone's like, oh, haha, like he's not. Yeah.
Me and my roommates have been ripping Kill Tony a ton lately. Love that show.
That would be a cool one to try to get on. I wonder what the list is like to like get on that. I would need a killer.
You go down there, you throw your name in the bucket, and you hope you get pulled.
I would need a killer minute and a half.
That would be awesome. You should just like go down to Austin, try it out, see if you can get on a Monday night show.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's definitely on my bucket list. But let's say I fly down and do all this, and then I don't get pulled. It'd be tough.
That's a terrible look.
Yeah, I guess that's thinking worst case scenario. That's shit. You might as well just go down and try to get on and get made fun of after. I would have to think of my minute and a half. I'd have to go through like everything. And be like,
I feel like that's hard to make people laugh in a minute or a minute and a half.
It's quick. A minute and a half is
we're having a roommate debate. Like, let's say you had, I mean, obviously we're not comics, but like if we had 3 months to prepare for like a 1 minute set, do you think we could make like a couple people chuckle?
I'm sure you could.
I don't even know what I would talk about. What do you think like the delivery is the most important, or like the joke itself, or like some kind of mix?
Probably. I think it's a mix. It's definitely a mix. Because like when I was first starting out, I was more nervous, so my delivery wasn't as good. And then as I've gotten more comfortable, I've reused jokes and stories, and they've hit harder when I'm like relaxed and having fun rather than fucking shaking in my boots.
So a lot of your style is like storytelling.
Yeah, I've mixed it up too. I've gotten my main goal, I have a lot of stories, so it will be that, but I've gotten into some one-liners as well. I stay away from the controversial shit, but I have worked on my Trump accent, can't lie. I don't think it's ready, but I think that'd be eventually hilarious to pull out a Trump accent.
Yeah, why not? Let it fly.
Not now. No, it's definitely not ready. No, I'm definitely getting comfortable, so I'm definitely stepping outside of the box and getting a little mixed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, any kind of like anything where you have to, perform or do, like, you're nervous at first, but then, you get the hang of it, and it ends up being not your first rodeo, and the nerves. I mean, no matter what, you'll have a little bit of nerves, but you end up being a pro,
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll get into this. So, I'm curious about you. I'll say mine first. So, I was gonna see if you bombed any. So my third actual show, it was probably like my sixth time on stage. I was with this comedy group in college, the Comedy Factory in Rhode Island, and he puts me on I crushed the first two shows with him. So he's like, hey, and I was bringing the college crowd, so I was doing all right for him. And then he put me on one of his top shows, and it was at this like massive venue, and there was probably like 150 people there. Like there was security, like there's a back room, and I'm like, fuck, this is nuts.
And was this like your biggest crowd at this point?
Oh yeah, it's still my biggest crowd. 150, that's a lot of people.
Dude, that's a lot of people in a room for
a stand up. Yeah, like a good stand up room's like 50 to 100 in that range. Even maybe
on you probably can't even see like everyone. You can only see like, you know, the people in front, and then like those lights are warm, you know, you start, you know, you break a sweat or two. Like
this crowd though was like all older people, all older women. Like my jokes are not up their alley at all. And I had my like 10 friends in the front row. They were like the only people laughing at my jokes. I absolutely bombed this 150 show. Like my friends thought it was all right, but I was getting no other laughs, you know. I started just talking to one of the old people. I was talking about my fucking my toes.
You always had the fucking grossest toes I've ever seen in my life. Dude, we were like 10 years old, and you had like 95-year-old old man, stinky ass, gross ass toes. Disgusting. You had like it was foul.
That's why when I keep my socks on if I ever get the chance to go home with a girl, my socks stay on.
Yeah, please keep them on. I remember, dude. Oh, they're like war flashbacks from those stinky piggies. Oh.
Well, yeah, so absolutely bombed that one. It was great, a great experience though, because you gotta fucking fail to get better. So I was curious if have you like bombed any shows?
But it doesn't sound like you bombed it in a way that like you messed up a joke or you forgot your lines. It did, like the set didn't hit. It's not.
The set didn't hit. I didn't know my crowd.
Yeah,
I didn't read the film.
Yeah, like I haven't had any shows I'd say where like I'd completely like fucked up transitions, or like it was just an absolute shit show with like how I was mixing or any of that. But like, dude, it's like the same with music. Like I've had plenty of sets where like no matter what I was doing, no matter what I was playing, like no matter how much like energy I was like showing to the crowd, like stuff wasn't hitting. And like you just can't take it personal. You kind of, you know, just as long as it looks like you're having fun up there. I've realized like a lot of people just bounce off of your energy and like how you approach it. So like anytime I go up there, I'm just like happy and grateful and just blessed to be doing like something I love to do. So like I just always try to make the best of it no matter what. So people I think can like read off of that, and then, you know, maybe they'll get into it a little bit more if they're like in my stuff, and I like hope they do. But I remember like I one of my coolest venues I've done was the Boston Boat Cruise.
I was going to ask you about that. Such a
sick venue. So I was super fortunate enough. I got into rip it like a couple times actually. So one of them, it was like a country EDM boat, and it was the first time I was doing it. And what's funny about these boats is like, you know, there's like 1,000 people on there. Like it's you know, a lot of people, and you know, if they don't like the tunes, like where are they gonna go? I start seeing people jump overboard. But no, like no matter what I was playing, like everyone was just kind of standing still, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, fuck, like am I sucking right now? Or like what is going on? It's like I feel like I'm playing bangers right now. Like why is no one moving or singing or anything? And you know, you just have those kinds of shows. But you know, I played like my Denver set. I thought like I spent a lot of time preparing that, and like really like trying to tell a story with the genres that I go through, and like because it really is at the end of the day like a storytelling experience with like music. It's like how I approach it for these shows. And like the crowd was unbelievable. Like they were so into it, like singing, dancing, and like that was super cool. So yeah, it's like I've had shows where it's like, just it's like flopped, just it's you can only do
Yeah.
what you can do. And but I've had like also like technical bombs, or like shit gets unplugged, or like the speakers, something happens, or like those would happen, like at the college parties or like the frat parties I've ripped. Those tend to be shit shows.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that. So like seems like you've performed with a few like big names. Like who have you met along the way on this?
That's also another like awesome thing about it. It's like, dude, I've gotten to meet so many really, really cool artists, like people I like grew up like idolizing. Like Cheat Codes, I got to open for them on the boat cruise. Like those are really, really cool dudes. MC40 dudes, Matt and Chris, great guys. They really hone in on like the country folk EDM. Like they're crushing it. Like some of the nicest guys in the world. Got him to open for like Cash at the Grand in Boston, which was sick. Those guys were super, super cool. Like I grew up listening to those guys, like in high school, like driving to school and stuff. The one guy that I thought was like a little bit mean was Alan Walker. I was starstruck when I was opening for him. So I was the first guy, and then another guy was playing an hour after me before Alan Walker came on the boat. So I finish up, I go to the backstage, which is kind of like where the green room is, and I see him there, and like he didn't have his like he wears like a mask when he plays, and he didn't have a mask on, and I'm like a little like starstruck. I started walking over to go say hi to him, and then one of the boat guys like grabs me, and he's like, no, you can't. Like he doesn't want to talk to like anyone. And he had like a team of like 20 guys, like security or like his crew, just like surrounding him. So like that kind of upset me because I really wanted to like shake his hand and just like thank him for like making these unbelievable tunes. But so he was kind of a little mean. So Alan, if you're listening to this, like shake my damn hand next time and meet your fans.
Yeah. It's this world famous DJ is gonna rip the Cromedy Podcast.
Yeah.
That's so cool though. Like, so to get these shows with these big names, are you reaching out yourself, or is this a little help from?
Dude, like I said, like I don't work with anyone or have anyone who like manages my schedule or shows or anything. It's literally just been like independently and proactively making the connections and the networking. It's like incredibly important. Funny enough, like how I got involved with the the company I'm working with now, it's like joined this Discord a while ago, like with a bunch of DJs and artists. Ended up meeting like a bunch of really, really cool guys like off of Discord, and like we're still super, super tight. Like we'll bounce ideas and tracks off each other, and like we help each other get gigs and stuff. So one of them was already working with this company, had a show in New York. They're like, hey, do you want to like close it out? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Ended up meeting the guy who runs the whole company, liked my set, and brought me on the team now. So been working with them for almost a year. So a lot of it, again, just putting yourself out there and trying to just make it work. Yeah. There's places like the rejection is just like a natural thing of this kind of stuff too, and it's just you just got to keep grinding.
It's literally there is so many similarities between like the comedy world and this, because it is networking. Networking is absolutely crucial. So like you need to go to open mics in whatever town you're in to like meet people, and then get on shows. And some people can be like territorial, like
1,000%. Yeah.
So it's like I was super lucky when I was at school, because like I said, I was a part of the a Comedy Factory, John Parada's Comedy Factory. So he was like texting me like show openings and like.
Oh shit. Okay.
So like I had some help there, but then I'm going back to Chicago. Like the comedy scene in Chicago is massive. So like
huge, dude.
It's massive. So like I'm still like figuring the Chicago scene out. I'm just trying to do it. I might just honestly start producing my own shows. I might just start going to some bars and be like, hey, can I put on a comedy show here?
Dude, you gotta think like outside the box with this stuff too. It's like a lot of people are doing that in Boston. Like going to like coffee shops or like random venues and just being like, hey, like, you know, we want to throw up a pop-up. Like, would you guys be interested in that? And like, you gotta be able to answer like, how can you provide value to them? And then also like, you know, that's you 100% should be doing that. Like that's awesome.
That is what I'm thinking about doing when I get home. But I was learning, I got a job last summer at Zany's Comedy Club in Rosemont, and the goal was literally just, you know, be around comedy, network, meet people, and just be around. They had some unbelievable comedians that they booked. So me just being able to watch and work the door, and then I didn't meet too many of them, but I mean, you don't want to be obnoxious. Like if they come over and like say, hi, hey, how you doing? I'd never go in the back room, but then you meet like up and coming comedians through the job, and then you're just meeting people, and then that's the whole name of the game.
So who's like your role model or like favorite comic right now? Like who do you look up to, or like who do you like the best, or like their style that you try to like learn from?
Dude, I don't even like. I get this question all the time. I should figure out more.
Dumb question.
No, it's a normal question, but like I feel like
Can we cut that?
I feel like I'm a little different because like I do watch stand up, but like I don't know. There's an old school comedian that my dad introduced me to like when I was younger. I think he started performing a little bit again. His name's Ron White, and he's like this older guy with this white flow. And he used to go up on stage with like a whiskey and a cigar, and he would just get.
Oh no, I've seen this guy. Yeah, he's been on KT a bunch. Yeah, he's like an OG of like the scene. Yeah.
So he's like a big storyteller, and he just talks about like his crazy stories of getting shit faced and like whatever. So like I think Ron White would be a similar style. Obviously love Shane Gillis. Who's the guy on SNL? Who's like been blowing up? Marcelo.
Yeah, fuck. I feel like I haven't watched SNL in a bit.
There's some people know what I'm talking about. Some whatever, but I would say Ron White is probably, if I had to pick like an all-time comedian for sure.
Yeah, dude, I love watching them. I mean, most of it I watch is just like YouTube or like KT, but like seeing some of the guys who have gone on there and are now like crushing it. Like I'm sure you're familiar with like Cam Patterson, like that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, he's great.
Like, hilarious. That Hans Kim dude, like super dry comedy, like hilarious. It's like funny stuff.
So you have any like? We talked briefly about the DJ stuff, but I want to hear like a something fucked up that happened at one of your shows. Do you have any crazy DJ stories?
Something fucked up.
I mean, like the frat ones you were saying, like some of your shows have definitely gotten like out of hand, or something's probably crazy happened.
Dude, I mean, like, I know I've probably played at like hundreds of shows at this point now, whether it's like bars or clubs or venues. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of like wild stories. I mean, like I've had this happened recently. Like it wasn't like super fucked up, but like I don't know if you had heard, but like this was all over Instagram. There was a huge update to like the firmware on these like boards, right? So a lot of these, especially at these big clubs or venues, they'll have in-house CDJs is what they call it. So all you need to do is just bring your little stick and you plug it in, and it has all your music and everything. So I get there, like I'm the first one to start playing, and I put in my stick, and it just error codes everywhere. Like nothing's loading. Like I gotta start in like 10 minutes. I have a backup, throw it in, nothing's working. I'm like freaking out at this point. I'm going up to like the manager. I'm like, dude, like my shit's not working. He like pulls out like 20 USBs and he goes like, this one has 10,000 songs. Just play anything you can on this. So I just throw in this guy's like little USB stick and just start going through 10,000 different songs. No idea what any of these songs are, and just played for like 30 minutes. Texting the kid who's supposed to play after me, like, dude, come here ASAP. Like, I'm not gonna keep doing this. Like, this sucks. Ended up being like all like Afro house, like Coachella type stuff. It was not good. Yeah, that honestly might have been the biggest bomb when that happened. That was awful. But like fucked up stories. Oh man.
Like any crazy like drunk like people trying to run on stage or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I mean that tends to happen. but usually they got some good guards there, manhandling the entrances for those. But no, I remember in college, dude, when I was like first starting. I mean, you can, as you can imagine, like these parties can get pretty like just packed and just shit happens. Just had bought in this new board. Like it was my next big investment. It was like $1,000. I bought it off one of these girl DJs that I met over the Discord. She rips in Nashville, so she was selling her board. I bought it. It was it was like my baby. I was like going to bed with it. Dude. I love this thing. I was like cuddling with it. And then we had like a little formal with our hockey team. I was playing, and like some kid came over and just like dumped whole beer all over my board, brand new board. And it cost like a couple $100 to get that fixed, but that was pretty shitty, and no one saw it, so I really couldn't do anything about it. I was pretty pissed off. But one of my coolest, I think this is my all-time favorite DJ moments. Every year at Middlebury, we have like a spring fling type of thing where we like typically book like a C-list rapper or like some kind of artist, and we put on like a little concert at our show. My senior year, our school books Flo fucking Rida, which was sick. I didn't know what to expect because like I don't know, like he could play like one or two bangers and maybe a show would be like all right. Dude, this guy played every single hit banger. Unbelievable concert, like one of my favorite concerts ever. And then a bunch of girls from our women's team were holding up signs that said like, oh, like come to our after party at like whatever apartment it was. And I was already planning to like do the after party, right? So after the concert ends, like I go get my board, I start setting up in the girls hockey suite on campus. So it's just me and like a couple of the girls there, and then they all start like freaking out. Like Flo Rida's like walking outside. And I'm like, oh, they're just gonna go say hi to him or whatever. They all run downstairs. It's just me at this point in their suite. I'm still setting up, and all I hear is just like thundering coming up the stairs. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I go to open the door. First person in front of me, Flo fucking Rida, daps me up and goes like, you the DJ? I go, yeah. He goes, where are we at? Oh. So I walk him over to our little makeshift booth. The entire school is just flocking in behind this guy. Me and him are walking over to the booth. I start playing all of his tracks. He has the mic. He's singing on top of all of it. Our whole school is packed in this like sweaty ass college suite. And Flo Rida is singing on top of like the music that I'm playing with him. Absolute beast, like one of the coolest guys. And his like manager's there too. I get his number. Golfing with some of the boys the next morning. Guy rips me a FaceTime. It's him and Flo in like Miami. They like flew in that morning, and he was just like, dude, you like crushed it. That was so sick. Like me and Flo had the best time. Like that was unreal. I was like, yeah, boys, like anytime. That was super fun. Yeah.
Dude, that's such a cool story. That's a rock star.
Still haven't one.
That's a rock star story. Fuck, that's awesome.
Yeah. So me and Flo, we go way back.
So do you have a hype man? Like somebody in the back, like fucking, like somebody in the.
It's usually just the boys who come out. Like I'm fortunate enough, like a lot of the boys come out for my shows and have been super supportive of the shows that I've had. I have like a rule, dude. Just the boys in the booth. Just the boys.
I would so jump back there. Give me a microphone. And go. Yeah, here we go.
Dude, I know. Next time you're in Boston or like we're together in a city and we have some shows, that
honestly was like something I was thinking about in the summer, because like I said, the Comedy Factory is just for me to go book some more shows. I was like, should I just drive to fucking Boston for a weekend and see if I can get in any shows? So it is a potential. It could happen this summer.
Yeah, I know. I've been meaning to go to some around Boston. I went to one like last year. It was super funny. It was only like 10 people there. And the comics were kind of flopping, but I was the only one laughing just because it was so awkward.
No, dude, that's so appreciated though. Like anyone that is just listening and like laughing and not
Actually,
just like.
it was for a second date. brought a beautiful woman there for a
That's
second
crazy.
date. Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of beautiful women, so since with this DJ thing, you got groupies or what?
No, and I like I told you, I don't talk to any of them. Just the boys. I
So
talk
you're only having the boys behind you.
literally just the boys.
I
It's my
love
rule.
that. I love that. What about after the show though? They don't
Okay,
manhandle you?
maybe the rules change after.
Yeah, they might manhandle you a little bit.
No, I like hanging out with the boys and just having a good time with them. That's the best part.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I don't know if there's comedy groupies out there.
Gotta be.
Actually, I did hear somebody made a joke, or what were they called? Chuckle bunnies? Chuckle bunnies, I think.
Choco Bunny? Are you kidding me?
I think that's what they're called. So like we have the hockey puck bunnies, and then I guess comedian bunnies or chuckle bunnies.
Choco Bunnies, and you got booth baddies, but the booth baddies are just, a bunch of my boys really fucked up behind me, yeah, or with me.
Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, sometimes girls, yeah. Well, yeah, it's way better to have the boys back there. So for your like making individual songs, do you lean more like to remixing, or you like making your own shit?
Yeah, dude. So I started off a lot with just like 30-minute, or I started with, like the hockey warm-up mixes. Those tend to do like super, super well on SoundCloud for some reason. Like I made the LFA one that ended up having like 50,000 plays.
Dude, I still listen. I listen to those. Like,
Yeah, I made that in like GarageBand on my iPad when I first started. So that was funny. Had this one like random JBL dying into levels mashup with like some Chainsmokers vocals and like Loud Luxury vocals all over it blow up on TikTok. Like woke up and it had like 1 million plays on SoundCloud. So that was hilarious to see. And then started doing like a lot of edits and mashups. And it's really cool because like when you make those, and you see other DJs ripping them, like that's how you can get your name out there a lot. That's one way, but that can only get you, so far. So like we've talked about, like the next step is the remixes, and then obviously like the originals, because that, at the end of the day, like people want to come and they want to see like the music that you've made and produced. So that is the next step. Have a new Justin Bieber remix I'm releasing soon, so that should be ready to go and probably by the end of this month. So fired up for that. It's like one of my first actual remixes that I'm posting. So I went for like the progressive house vibe. I love that. That's like my favorite genre. So, and you can't go wrong with a little JB. So it's good.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Hopefully, you think you buzz off of it.
And I'll definitely repost that or whatever. So I was just thinking about this.
Preach.
Well, I mean, that's all I can do. Hey, you have to give me props. That one thing you were trying to open for that contest, dude, I rattled off.
Yeah, dude, dude. Yeah, you got a bunch of people to like throw my name in the hat. So, dude, I ended up like winning that contest.
Yeah.
Dude, thanks for helping out.
So I'm always here to support the boys. But I was thinking, crazy enough. So 2 Team Illinois alums are DJs, and you're both doing pretty well. The other one is Sam Tober, who was OG.
Yeah. Dude, he's crushing it. He his stuff's awesome. Dude, yeah.
So I was good friends with him. I think how his band of majors. I think we were 14. We were road trip buddies with my dad.
We all played TI together. Was that 13U or 14U?
Yeah, and crazy enough, my spring break, my senior year, I went to Vegas to see Kyle Quinn. And so 2 friends was playing at this beach, whatever club that we were at, and my buddy, he likes the luxury, so he got like the backstage stuff, and me and we're just hanging out, and I had no idea Sam Tober was opened, and he was behind the stage, and so he's talking to Tober about like hockey, and my name comes up. And he's like, "Oh yeah, Colin's out front," and he's like, "Oh, what the like, bring him backstage." So I was an absolute mess, dude. I was an absolute mess in Vegas, but I go backstage with Tober brings me back. Tober's parents were back there. We took pictures, and I saw him the next day. I was like, oh, I look horrendous. But
Do you meet the two friends guys? They're legends.
I did not meet them. You know, like I said before, if you meet them, you meet them. I'm not going to bother somebody in their zone, at their show. If Tober introduced me, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
I
didn't even know that. How long ago was this?
So our senior year of college, spring break.
Okay. Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
I've been a huge fan of his stuff. We've texted about like mixes and stuff before. Yeah, I think he's in a very similar like position as me. Like I think he has like a very intensive finance job, and on top of it, he's pursuing music as well. So I can't imagine it's super challenging for him to balance both out. It's tough.
Yeah, shout out Sam Tober. Definitely. I was gonna try to get him on here too. Somebody brought it up the other day because I was thinking about people to invite on, and I just can't believe Tober spaced my mind. So that's why I brought it up, because you're the first DJ on the Cromedy Podcast, and
let's fucking go.
Yeah, we'll take that.
It's going straight to the resi.
Might as well. Brand new. Oh man. So we're at the 50-minute mark, so we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up on this. Just what's next? What's the end goal with the DJing?
Dude, I mean, I'd love to continue just pursuing it. Absolutely love it. And it's really important, like I said, to keep pushing the music, keep pushing the content. So hopefully you see a lot more of that. Again, at the same time, really, really challenging balancing it out, but excited to see like where it goes and where it continues to go. It seems like every year, like I'll write out, a list of goals. Call it 3 to 5 goals that I really want to hit. Stuff that's like very actionable and stuff that I can do, and like it gives me like a guideline to like stay on track. Whether it's like, okay, drop and edit once a month, which I need to do, or like finish up this remix by X date or something. So like that stuff gives me like tangible motivation to like keep pushing and keep pursuing, and then we'll see where it goes. It's God's hands.
Yeah, no, your whole vibe to this is like the same as me. Like just enjoy it and work hard. And I do the goal thing too, write down.
You have to be in it for the right reasons. I feel like a lot of times people can get into it for the wrong ones. Like obviously like the lifestyle and stuff looks sick, and it has its perks, right? But you can get burnt out if you're in it for the wrong reasons. There's been times where I'm like, just working so much, and it like feels like it's a chore that I have to like do this gig tonight. And it's like, you can't have that mindset. You just got to be grateful and blessed that you're getting a chance to do this, because, there's 100 other guys who would want to do this. So it's about finding the right mindset and, keep pushing with it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm the same way. And you think you're saying
you gotta do it because you love it, not because it has these sick perks. It's you gotta like the comedy, you gotta like the music. That's the first part, and then you can have fun with it.
Yeah, that's I think that's a great note to end on. So I want to thank you for coming on here. This has been a great episode.
Well, this was awesome. It was good to catch up, buddy. Like we gotta hang out soon whenever you're back stateside. So we'll make it work. Yeah, whether you're back in Boston or I'll rip Chirac soon. We'll get after it again.
Yeah, we definitely gotta figure that out. Well, thank you for coming on. I'm gonna stop this real quick, and then we can keep chatting. Bye, guys.